And I'm from group 3 along with my teammates or Gabby, Jace, and Tiffany. We construct this map lab and using this data set of top 100 games on Androids. So basically we have multiple columns that name rank, title. We have information about the total rating, 30-day growth, 60-day growth, and then category of game. We have total 17 category with you, probably about 1,730 games. So we have 4 members, so we have 4 function file and the main script. And the top of main script is just the data loading and converting variable. When I run this, it will ask the user to say either we want to continue or not. So I say yes. Here we are on the main menu. We have 3 sub menu. So the first one is it will contain our user-defined function. We call it the game and category manipulation. So I click on that. It gave for option go to 4 separate different user-defined function, or we can go back to the main menu. I will try with the first function. It's called the genre with leading sum. So, but what this function will do, it will allow us to select a specific column, and this function will do a sum in that column for each genre or category of game, and it will do a comparison between them and give us which type of game we have the most sum. I will say, let's see what game have the most install number. That give us game action. I can try that one more time. Total rating, also game action. And next is the top 20 game download by category. So this function is what it will do. It will pick the top 20 games in a specific category and sort it out by a descending order and show us what is the top 20 game in that specific genre that have the most install number. So the body of this function is a filtering loop and then sorting loops. I will run this function to show top 20 game. So we have 2 options. Is either I can borrow the output of the previous function to run this. Here we go. Or I can select my own genre that I want to know, because we have total 17 different kind of games. So let's see, game puzzle. Here we go. It's in the descending order based on the number of download. And how do we know that? If you look at the original ranking, this is not in order. And moving on to the third user-defined function. This function is a 5-star versus total rating, and to run this function we have to go through the previous function, because it will take that as an input, the table 2, which is the output, and as an input for this function, and but it will just select the 2 columns that is need, which is the total rating and the 5-star, and then it will rearrange these data based on the rating, total rating. And after that, there was a process, the linear regression, that we use linear regression to find the best fit for this data set. And after that, we've plotted. I can show this in the main script. Let's say game board, and it's gonna take a second. Alright, here we go. Here is a chart with data set on it and the best fitting curve. And also, since this function will give out the value of R2 or R square, and during the main script we also evaluate that R2 is it the best fit or no. So it looked here, and the coefficient is only 0.3, which is not a good fit for your data. I want to try one more time. Game role playing, and here we go, and give a different one. And in the fourth user-defined function is this one a little bit tricky because it will actually take two input from the user. Basically, we need to select two columns that we want to compare, and let's see, I'm going to pick two columns. I'm going to pick the average original ranking and the average total rate ranking. So this function will take a moment to run through because during this function is actually call the top 20 download by cat. This one right here is use this function to help separate the data, and then after that it will do the sorting and compare. And here we go, we have a double bar graph. Output of this function is the value of y1 and y2, which is the dependent variable, and we use that dependent variable to graph the double bar graph like this. And next we can move on to, now I can go back to the main menu. Our main menu, on the second menu, we have the sorting game based on parameter. So in here we have two options. We can do a sorting game, or we can do like a look at all the game with over 500 million installation. And so with sorting 20 game, this will demonstrate how our group use the insertion method to sort the first 20 game based on the 5-star rating. So we put in two blocks, easier to manipulate, and in case we want to adjust or edit later. And here we have 20 games sort based on 5-star rating. And try the second option is game with over 500 million installs. So here, what we do is we create a default data set with empty values in there or zero values in there, and then we let it go through a filtering loop, and then every time we filter a game that met this condition would have the install number over 500, it will store that new data set into the second data set, and after that it will just display like this without any sorting. And if I go back to the main menu, and the last menu we have is the graph. In the graph, our group have three graphs, and which I'm already showed 2 out of 3. That is the 5-star rating and the relationship between two numerical attribution for all category. We also have the pie chart. What it will do, it will just pick a random games and show the distribution of 1-star rating all the way to 5-star rating. I can keep clicking on it, and it shows different games over and over again. But because we limit the time up to 10 selection, so after 10 times when I click this 10 times the same option, it will just stop, and basically we can end script. But I want to show the other graph one more time. Game casino, and we have a plot, curve fitting plot, and it's also told the coefficient is a great fit. Relationship between, I'm gonna click 2, and here we go. Here is the graph. I can go back to the main menu and end script. And finally, at the end of the script, when I click end script, it will just show us you have chosen to lift, and have a great day. Thank you for watching.